What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel, True Sports Talk. Pretty much this channel will be, obviously all around sports. Not all around sports, mainly basketball, NFL, college, more so Michigan college football. A lot of it is gonna be Michigan based. I can tell you guys that. But today we talking about the NBA in the Bradley Beal trade and my thoughts on it. Due to me being a big Kevin Durant fan, I do follow the Suns a lot, so it will be probably a lot of Suns content um on this channel. So getting into this, like the initial thoughts, I liked it. I was kind of sad at a point because Chris Paul is my favorite point guard, like since I've been alive. So it's kind of bittersweet, but I felt like it was needed. Like this trio, this Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant trio, it makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, going into that last series, Kevin Durant and D Book pretty much did everything, and they were looking for that third guy to score. Like they were everybody like yes, the bench was pretty bad throughout that series, and the center play was bad, but they were really if they found that third scorer, they would have been in a way better spot even with that bench playing bad as they did. Um, Knowing that Chris Paul was hurt, so he didn't play. I believe it was Game 3 and Game 4. I believe probably Game 5 too. But yeah. So them adding a them adding Bradley Beal helps them a lot. Even though a lot of people don't think about it because they say like, oh, they don't have a bench, which is correct. They don't have a bench at all. But plus, I don't see them keeping Aiden, but that's a different video. Um, and I think that Aiden trade will get them a more or less demanding center, um, and more bench pieces for the team to complete the roster. Yeah. So if you remember, like looking at this, they showed Devin Booker at the one, Bradley Beal at the two, Josh Okogie at the three, KD and Ayton there. Like I said, I don't see Ayton being there, but Devin Booker is very capable of running point for that team. If y'all remember in the series, Devin Booker pretty much was playing backup point guard. Like and then once CP went out, like he was pretty much controlling the game. Like you see, last game elimination game, he had 8 assists, 4 assists, 12, 9, 6, 8. He's very capable. 10, 7, 9. Like he was very capable of being a point guard for that group. Now, is he really gonna be? No, he's not gonna really be the point guard, but he's very capable of distributing the ball while still scoring. So that them not getting a point guard for real in return, it's not really a bad thing. You still got Cameron Payne off the bench, so that's your backup point guard. So you don't lose him. You add another 20-point scorer to the team, somebody that can give you 30 a night if you need it. Don't see him needing to score 30, but he can go off at 30. Still got KD. Okogie was a Swiss Army knife. He can score that. He can score that 10, that 15 off spot ups and cutting and transition off steals and stuff like that. Um, they just have to find their center. Like that the bench unit. Torrey Craig, I believe. Torrey Craig is a free agent, but if they sign Torrey Craig back, You have Torrey Craig, you have a Terrence Ross, you have a Cameron Payne. Um, Trading Aiton, they could get a nice two or three pieces, a decent center to start, and a couple wing guys off the bench if needed. And I think that's what they're going for, because I don't see them keeping four guys making that much money on a team and not filling out their bench. I just don't see it happening. Um, but yeah, I don't. It's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade whatsoever. Um, I think for Bradley Beal is a great landing spot. Obviously, for somebody who hasn't really contended for anything since he came in the league. Pretty much just racking up his points and his stats and stuff. Obviously getting the bag. 2 5 year 251 mil max extension last off season. Like, he's pretty much been a one man show once John Wall and all of them left Wizards. But pretty much trade breakdown. You got Bradley Beal, Jordan Goodwin, Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, multiple second round picks, some pick swaps. Jordan Goodwin, I mean, he probably not gonna play, but he'll be a backup piece if needed. Um, they don't have any draft picks here, so a lot of it is gonna be they're kind of forced to trade Aiden. Like, if they want to be better, he's pretty much odd man out. Like, I don't see them. It's no way they keep him and not try to fill out their roster. Um, yeah, so very capable. It could very much work out because, like I said, they needed CP3 last year to. He was having a bad year. I mean, he was having a bad series scoring. Um, and that really is what killed them, because they needed that consistent third option, and they wasn't getting it from Chris Paul. And if you look back at the game log or his stats or whatever, like 8 points, 4 for 10, 11 points, 5 for 11. Like, this is what he did within the Clippers series is what he needed to do in the Denver series. Now, granted, he still shot bad, like some games, but it was way more. He was doing way more. Like, it doesn't even add up to what he was doing in the Denver series. Denver series, he was pretty much just out there. Like, 8 points not gonna cut it. Like, Chris Paul, like, he was missing wide open mid range shots. Like, he needed to score consistent 13 to 15 points, 12 to 15 points a game. 5 and 5 would be solid. Just being, a threat. At some points, he wasn't even a threat. They was letting him just shoot threes. Reason why 1 for 5, like they saw him shooting bad like the whole playoffs. So they were picking up on that. Denver, they was throwing nobodies on pretty much on Chris Paul because he wasn't gonna shoot the three. He wasn't shooting good. Like I said, he was missing wide open mid ranges, and that allowed Aaron Gordon and KCP to, my MPJ to double up and stuff on Devin Booker and KD. And so now you pretty much, sorry, I'm sick. You pretty much can't leave anybody. Like, you could leave the center, but I mean, who's really just gonna leave the center if he's gonna have the mismatch? I mean, it'd be dumb to leave the center in the paint. But I mean, you have, like, yeah, you might be able to help off with Josh Okogie. Yeah, like that's your best bet. But Josh Okogie, he's been proven to, if he's open, knock a three down, knock a couple three downs a game. He's gonna cut. He's gonna be active. And he can make you pay. Now, sometimes he might be off, but he can make you pay from three. If he's wide open. And that's why I think, like, he'll start in that unit. Yeah, it's the guards, they're pretty. D-Book is like 6'5", Bradley Beal's like 6'4", Okogie's like 6'3", 6'4". So yeah, it's they smaller guys, but I don't know what that was. Yeah, they're smaller guys, but um, I think it works out. I believe it works out. I don't think they lose as early as they did. Do I see them winning the whole thing? It's too early to tell. It's a possibility, but it's gonna come down to who they get in that Aiden trade, or if they do the Aiden trade, which I think I'm sure they do, but it depends on what they do in that Aiden trade, um, and who they get, because they have a couple people on the bench already. They didn't have to give up that many players, which is like the best outcome. Like you didn't have to give up. Like I said, I believe Torrey Craig is a free agent, but you didn't have to give up Torrey Craig or Josh Okogie, you know. So I feel like they got the best offer they could get from the Wizards with getting Bradley Beal, and so I think I'm pretty like it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but it's gonna come down to one more trade, getting rid of some money off the books with DeAndre Ayton, because he just if he would have had played better that series, yeah, Jokic was gonna do Jokic things, but it could have been a probably a different outcome, or maybe they take him to 7, you know, tough come down to last shot or something like that. But Ayton just gave up that series against. Ayton pretty much just gave up against Jokic. He didn't even want to rebound anymore. He just pretty much checked out. Like that whole series, he didn't get over 10 boards. Like 2 for 6, he checked out that game. I mean, granted they won that game, but like if he's not involved early, he just checks out, and you can see that like from the start. Like these games, they got him going early. They lost, but he got going early. He was involved more. But the next 2 games, he started. He was missing early. I remember he was missing early this game on like easy little hook, easy little floaters. And then once he started missing, because I believe he took like the first 2 shots, and he missed them. And then that's when KD and D Book had started scoring, and they didn't want to. They was just like, we just gonna score the rock. And I don't think was feeling it. He was like, I mean, all right, can I get the ball again? But I don't think he's the right fit around them. Most of the time, when you have so many superstars, you can't have your big can't be like an all. I feel like you can't have an all-star big. If you have a lot of superstars, you can't have an all-star big, or like a ball demanding big, I should say. He could be an all-star, but he can't be like a ball demanding big. Kind of like how, sorry, kind of like how it was in Golden State. Like you had Draymond, all-star, you know, soon to be Hall of Famer when he retired. KD, Clay, and Curry. Like you have your 3 all stars, like your ball, need the ball, score. But Draymond, like he just facilitated pretty much, facilitated and played defense and rebound. He knew his role, even though he's all star. He's all star at that time. That's what they got. That's what them guys need. They need just rim protect the rebounder. Somebody's gonna play hard for them. Get them extra shots if necessary. Not really need the ball. Probably can space the floor just a little bit. Not saying he got to hit a 3. If he can hit a 3, that's a plus. He can get out to the mid range, maybe knock down a couple mid ranges a game just to pull the center out for KD and D Book and Brad Beal to get downhill. That would be great for them. Like I said, off the bench, they just need guys that could hoop and not give up leads. Like you feel the rest of their roster out with a couple 3-and-D guys or whatever. Some guys that can knock down shots and just play defense. and hold their own because they have three superstars, which gonna rotate good when it comes to subs. So you it's not like you once you sub out one person, then you pretty much had no real scorers in the game. So it'll be interesting this season and what they do with the next trade with Aiton. Um, but I mean I love the trade. I love the trade. Like I said, it was bittersweet just because Chris Paul, that's my favorite point guard. But it's a bittersweet trade. But I like it though. But that's pretty much for this video, guys. I will be bringing more content. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I will bring more content, especially for this upcoming draft. I will try to post some, try to get some, videos out on the potential Piston picks at pick 5. There's a couple guys I like at that pick, but I'm gonna get with you guys later. Once again, it's True Sports Talk, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be bringing you guys way more content as long as I'm getting feedback. You know what I'm saying? So, see you guys when I see you guys.